I don't even know where to start. I've been lurking here for years, reading stories of other people's disasters, never thinking I'd be the one writing something like this. But here I am, sitting in the wreckage of my life, trying to process what happened just a few weeks ago. My husband, well, my ex-husband now, exposed me in front of my entire family during Thanksgiving dinner. And the fallout has been nothing short of catastrophic. I know I'm going to get ripped apart in the comments, and I probably deserve it. I'm not posting this for sympathy. Maybe I just need to get it out. Maybe I want someone, anyone, to understand how things spiraled so far out of control. I've been married to Jason for 8 years. We met in our mid-20s, and honestly, he was the kind of man most women dream of. Solid, dependable, funny in a dry way, good job, emotionally steady. He wasn't flashy, but he made me feel safe. At the time, safety was what I wanted most. I'd just gotten out of a relationship with a manipulative guy who cheated on me, and I wanted the opposite. Someone who would never hurt me. Jason was that guy. For years, we had what looked like the perfect marriage from the outside. House in the suburbs, 2 kids, a dog, matching Christmas pajamas. We hosted neighborhood barbecues, went apple picking in the fall, and sent out those overly cheerful holiday cards. But if I'm being brutally honest, somewhere along the line, I got bored. It's such a stupid word to use for something that destroyed my life. But that's the truth. Jason was consistent, but maybe too consistent. Our life was routine, predictable. I started feeling invisible, like I was just mom and wife and never me. I craved excitement, the kind of spark you see in movies, the butterflies I hadn't felt in years. That's when I reconnected with Ethan, an old college friend, through Facebook. He was charming, adventurous, always traveling, posting pictures of himself hiking mountains or partying in big cities. Messaging him started innocently enough, just catching up, laughing about old times. But slowly, the conversations shifted. Compliments, flirty comments, late-night messages when Jason was asleep next to me. And before I knew it, I was in an emotional affair. Then a physical one. It lasted about 6 months. I told myself 100 lies to justify it. That it was just fun. That it didn't mean anything. That I could compartmentalize, be a good wife and mother while sneaking off for hotel rooms every few weeks. Ethan made me feel alive in a way Jason hadn't in years. With him, I wasn't just mom. I was desirable, exciting, seen. But deep down, I knew I was walking a tightrope. Jason is incredibly observant, and I'm not as good at hiding things as I thought. He started noticing little inconsistencies. Why I was staying late at work. Why I was suddenly so protective of my phone. He never accused me directly, but I could feel his suspicions simmering. What I didn't realize was that he was collecting evidence. Quietly, patiently. Thanksgiving has always been a big deal in our family. My parents host, and both sides of the family come together. Aunts, uncles, cousins, grandparents, kids running around everywhere. It's chaotic, loud, and warm. Jason usually carved the turkey while everyone gathered around, and it was one of those Hallmark picture traditions that always made it into our family photo albums. This year felt tense. Jason was quiet all morning, but I chalked it up to stress. The house was packed, football was on TV, the kitchen smelled like heaven, and I was trying to juggle small talk while making sure the kids weren't destroying my mom's living room. We all sat down for dinner, a long table crammed with mismatched chairs. My dad gave his usual toast about being thankful for family, health, and blessings. Everyone clapped. Dishes were passed around. Laughter filled the air. And then Jason cleared his throat. He stood up. I remember he had this calm, almost eerie expression. My first thought was that he was going to make a toast, maybe thank my parents for hosting. Instead, he said, I want to share what I'm thankful for this year. I'm thankful for clarity, for finally seeing the truth. And I'm thankful that, after tonight, I won't have to keep living a lie. The room went silent. Forks paused midair. My stomach dropped. He reached into his jacket pocket and pulled out a stack of printed papers. My heart started hammering because I knew. I didn't know how much he knew, but I knew it was bad. Jason laid the papers on the table like a dealer in a poker game. For those of you who don't know, my wife, Sarah, has been cheating on me for the past 6 months with some guy from college. Here are the messages, the hotel receipts, even a few pictures she forgot to delete. The world tilted sideways. My mom gasped. My dad's face went red with rage. My sister muttered, "Oh my God." And me? I couldn't breathe. I felt every eye on me, felt the blood drain from my face. I stammered something. I don't even remember what. Denials? Excuses? It doesn't matter because Jason just kept going, calm as ever. I didn't want to ruin the holiday for everyone, but I also didn't want to keep pretending. Sarah, you've humiliated me long enough. Now you can deal with the consequences in the open. And then he sat down, picked up his fork, and started eating, like he hadn't just detonated a nuclear bomb in the middle of Thanksgiving dinner. The room exploded. My mom started crying. My dad started yelling at me about family values and how could you? My sister took Jason's side immediately, saying he deserved better. My cousins whispered to each other. Even my grandmother looked at me like I was some stranger she'd never met. I ran out of the room, locked myself in the bathroom, and sobbed until my eyes were swollen shut. After that night, everything unraveled with terrifying speed. Jason moved out the next day and took the kids with him to his brother's house. He filed for divorce within the week. Because he had evidence, concrete proof of my affair, his lawyer tore me apart in negotiations. Custody? Mostly to him. The house? He gets it. I got visitation, but even that feels fragile. My family turned on me too. My parents are disappointed. Their word, but it feels like disowning. My dad barely speaks to me. My mom avoids me. My sister won't return my calls. At work, word somehow got out, and I've been the subject of whispered gossip in the break room. Meanwhile, Jason is thriving. I wish I could say otherwise, but it's the truth. He's lost weight, started working out, looks better than he has in years. He's smiling more, actually laughing with the kids in pictures he posts online. He's reconnecting with old friends, going out more, living his best life. People comment things like, "You look so happy," and "Divorce looks good on you." And me? I'm alone in a tiny apartment scrolling through those pictures with tears in my eyes. Ethan ghosted me the second things blew up, blocked me on everything. I was never his future. I was just a distraction. I thought I was chasing excitement. What I caught was loneliness, shame, and the wreckage of everything I once had. The worst part isn't losing Jason, though that's bad enough. The worst part is realizing how much happier he is without me. For years, I told myself I was the glue holding our family together, that I was the one making life vibrant. But it turns out I was the weight dragging it down. He's better off without me. The kids are better off with him. My family respects him more than me now. I've become the cautionary tale whispered about at gatherings. Don't be like Sarah. Don't throw away something good for a cheap thrill. And maybe they're right. Maybe I don't deserve forgiveness. But I can't stop replaying that Thanksgiving moment in my head. The sound of forks clinking down. The silence that followed his words. The look on my children's faces when they realized what was happening. I destroyed their world for nothing. So here I am, typing into the void, hoping that maybe if someone reads this, they'll think twice before making the same mistakes I did. Because trust me, the excitement fades, but the consequences stay forever.